What's up, everybody? Kriddle here, and now that the beta weekend is over, I wanted to give you my thoughts on Diablo 4. The first thing I want to talk about are the visuals and sound. Now, this doesn't make or break a game for me, but holy moly, this game is absolutely beautiful.
We call thee home.
That is awesome. Oh my god. Now, I've been playing Diablo since its original release back in 1996. Yes, I am that old, and the cutscenes have always been some of the best looking at their time. The audio was also phenomenal, and this was just in the opening cutscenes. Gross. Now, some complain the game is too dark, while others say it's too light. Unfortunately, we can't please everyone, but for me, I'm very impressed. Even after the opening scenes, the visuals and sound during gameplay had me in awe. That said, some of the voice acting wasn't the best in my opinion, except for the wolf. For some reason, that voice hit me.
Tristram, the Horadrim of old imprisoned Diablo, the Lord of Terror beneath the earth. And then they built this town nearby. You can see how that turned out.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's get into what we are really playing this game for. Fun. As for me, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The combat felt smooth and the buttons responsive. This may sound weird to some, but I could almost feel the weight of the character's actions. I did run into a few glitches or a crash or two, but for the majority of my gameplay, everything ran well. The only real complaint I would have would be the overworld latency issues, especially when entering or leaving a town. Hopefully that is something I can work on with the data from the weekend betas. The main story seems interesting and well written, but let's be honest here, we all knew what we were getting into. Greedy men in search of gold accidentally summon a demon, and we have to stop her because no one else will. The side quests are your standard fetch and return, or, my son killed his friend and was locked up in an asylum, where they all turned on each other.
Korik was taken away for murdering a child his age. He got what he deserved, I suppose, but now his spirit cries out. He calls to me. He won't leave me be. When they found out what he did, they put him in irons and carried him off to the Black Asylum. Years later, the asylum was abandoned. The lucky ones are said to have starved, while the rest escaped their cells only to fight each other.
Okay. Many of the quests take you into cellars or dungeons throughout the vast open world. Unfortunately, most of the cellars are the exact same layout with a few minor changes, and the dungeons are fairly linear with 2 or 3 paths at best that simply merge back into a single path at the end. Not only that, but each dungeon has a gimmick such as collect item and return to location or find switches to open the door. This ends up causing a lot of backtracking through cleared dungeons. At the end of each dungeon is a boss fight, which, as to be expected, drops several items when defeated. After each dungeon, you simply leave and run to the next quest or dungeon to rinse and repeat. This does cause for a bit of a stale gameplay loop and does get old quickly. That said, I still did enjoy running through hordes of enemies blasting, bashing, or blading to my heart's content. That leads me up to the very large monster in the room, the world boss. This is something I've been waiting for in Diablo games since Diablo 2 going after Uber Diablo. I must say, I was actually quite impressed. The fight itself wasn't too difficult, other than getting one-shot by a giant sweeping claw, but I did have fun with the roughly 10 other players on the screen. This actually has me excited to see other world bosses and possibly season overworld events. Ooh. Yeah, I got 5 legendaries. Lastly, I want to talk about customization. The variety of skills and combinations are fairly vast. You can mix and match skills to meet your playstyle, and many of those playstyles will work, at least for now. I also love that you can change your character's look at any time for free. Simply go to your wardrobe and change it up. Honestly, I don't know why this isn't in more games. It's not like we all have the same haircut we had in middle school, right? Of course, we were extremely limited by what we could see, which is approximately 1/4 or less of the overall game. I, for one, am very excited for the full release of Diablo 4 on June 6, and will definitely be checking out next weekend's beta to try out the Druid and Necromancer. Well, that's it for me. Be sure to check us out live at 9 a.m. on Twitch, where you can watch and interact as we experience games together. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye!